introduce Kiyoshi Kiyokawa. You've already met him in the last 2 days, of course, from Osaka University of Japan. And let's welcome him and if you have to talk. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. How many of you have hangover? Actually, I do. Well, okay, so I'm going to do a small exercise. Repeat after me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Guten Morgen.
Good morning.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Okay, so I tried to, I wanted to show as many slides as you want. Actually, I have 88 slides, so I need to go very fast. But actually, I know I'm already spending too much time at the beginning. Okay, so this is the introduction of Osaka. So this is Japan. The Osaka prefecture is this, very small, and this is the Austria, and then this Austria has around 7, 8, 9 million, and then the Osaka prefecture we also have 8 million people, or 9 million, so it's equivalent. And then interestingly, GDP of the entire Austria and also the GDP of the Osaka prefecture was almost equivalent. Okay, and then I don't know if you know this, but Osaka was one of the oldest, probably the oldest capital in Japan in the 7th century, and it's very well known for its food and culture. And the Osaka University was established in 1931, and you can find its origin in a very small private school that was established in 1724. It's almost 300 years ago. And we got like 25K students, and then 60K undergrad, 8K postgrad, and 2K international. We want to increase the number of this. And this is where I'm looking for, the Cyber Media Center. Unfortunately, this is not the research-oriented division, more like the service-oriented division. There we have 7 divisions, each maintaining a supercomputer, campus network, information education system, where I'm belonging to, and language learning, digital library, e-learning, etc. And then we have just replaced last week the new education system that is featured by the virtual desktop infrastructure, and also you can bring your own device to enjoy the same environment. So we have been very, very, very busy in setting up this. And also we have just started the new visualization service, and this is quite dark. But we have just installed the 6x4 50-inch 3D display, just one screen but huge. And also we have another one in Umeda, downtown Osaka, a bit smaller one but very convenient to access. And this is a slide of our laboratory. We have Professor Haruo Takemura, and under him we have the 2 associate professors including me, and 1 assistant professor, and we have many students, and compared to the other laboratories in Japan, we have more international students. Almost half of them are from outside Japan. And we have many international collaborators, including you, some of you, and also we are seeking to expand the international collaboration model. Okay, so this is the extract of the past studies. We do visualization, where we're computing context awareness systems, tabletop display, multi-touch interaction, what do you display hardware things, and also a little bit about the 3D construction and remote collaboration, etc. And also HTML expanding. Okay, this is the overview of my talk. In the beginning, I will talk a little bit about the conventional HMD technologies and how far have we gone. And also, I'll also talk about what's the next. And also talk about the AIPQ. How many of you know the AIPQ? Very, very ancient concept of VR. Okay, for MR. And also I'll talk about remap, the reality, the brand new concept I came up during the ICM banquet. Okay. And then it was the ultimate goal. Actually, luckily and unluckily, we don't have much research result to fill out 90 minutes talk. So the second half of the talk is filled by the random movies, random topics to steer the discussion for the open discussion after my talk. Okay. So, so this is a very conventional issues related to Hetman display technology, latency, field of view, resolution, occlusion, and convection, and they are getting better and better. And I will talk a little bit about them. And then, for example, latency, of course, you know, there's something lag between the virtual content and reality. And then, this is one of the very good movie by the Kijima sensei in Kiyoshi University in Japan. And then he coined the term reflex HDD. And then their idea is to have the special circuit embedded in Hetman display, and that hold the image, and then that also connected to the embedded the gyro, and then the computer render the larger image than the display size, and then shift the very moment that the image is shown to the user. So the you know the shifting and the rendering is decomposed so that you feel much less delay in reality. So that was the result of the latency compensation, and this is with latency compensation. That cyan bar in the middle is the virtual thing. So this is without, and this is with compensation. Okay, so after this, okay, so several studies came out, and recently, how many of you know the time warping embedded in Oculus Rift? Yes, yes. So the Oculus Rift has a very good gyro, 1,000 hertz, and that is, oops.
Application, even if you're having trouble hitting required frame rates
Actually,
in the headset.
now that you can decouple.
If you don't know what basic time warp is or how it works, everyday VR
so you do the rendering, and
and
you can spend as much time as you want. It can be very slow.
in this
like
video, he discusses
just
how time
10
warp
frames
can
per
be used
second,
to
5
reduce
frames per
perceived
second.
latency
And
and
that
also
image is shifted
When he doesn't go
by
into
the
functionality of
latest
frame rate, it's
information of
actually
the
achieved
gyro.
by application.
1,000
Unlike the
hertz.
latency reduction, which works automatically simply by
So normally-
picking it quick loads. It looks
So
something like
it looks like this. That you render the frame, and then you get the rotation information, and then you send the image to the user. It's a single loop, but we actually they. Oops. Now we can have two different loops separation. So that this is the drawing loop. So you draw the frame, and the rendering is basically happening using the very last moment of the gyro information. So you can see some effect.
the clinic's rendering. The judder would be pretty bad, as well as cover the whole
So you
scene.
see that this is
With the asynchronous time
intentionally
warp, I can still perceive the
delayed
judder
by
in the
16
cube and
milliseconds.
foreground,
So
as
the
well as the
draw,
rendered text, which is hidden by
the
viewpoint.
text
The
information
skybox
is shifted
before,
by
however,
this
would be as smooth as
judgment.
ever,
But the entire rest of the
increasing the
drawing
delay
is
even
very
more to
smoothly
a ludicrous 64 milliseconds per hour,
according
which
to
is
the
an
user
overall
preference.
frame rate of less than 8 frames
Okay,
per
so this
second.
kind of the
Serves to highlight
separation
both
is
the
getting
advantages and
and
drawbacks
this
of
is very good
asynchronous time
because
warp.
you know
Here, the
this
cube and rendered
compensation
text both look like
is
poorly done
totally
stop
you know
configuration.
they come with
And the edges of the
complex
most recently rendered frame
so
not
however
used
you
like
draw,
the views
however
over my head around.
complicate
Even the near portions of the floor
this
exhibit
compensation
significant
happens
stutters
in
under
the
my head
same
lateral.
period.
We see that the closer an object is, or accurate.
Okay, so that's the kind of latest technique. And then in case of wide field view, we have seen lots of Hetman displays specifically for video, on video. So maybe some of them are very huge, and then so you have a projector here, you have a dome screen here, and it looks like a whole gas. But basically, this is for their experiment. But this is not a commercial product, but anything. I know that the developer, but I don't want to complain. So this is one of the very few optical accessible Hetman display that is capable of showing a very wide view image. And then this is our what we call advanced display, or AHMD. It's a commercial product for the aviation product. And then it came out in 2004 to be used in data area. We also developed the very wide field of view display, and theoretically by using the high paraboloid semi-transparent mirror. And then the idea is to have a projector there at the outer focal point, and then you have your eyes in an inner focal points. And then by having just like a 40-50 degrees of projection angle, practically you can have a very wide field of view, like 180 or even 200. And then just because of our small projector that has only 20 degrees of projection angle, our prototype was a little bit narrower than we hoped. But anyway, this was used for some experiment. This is the result we showed in the isomer last week. And then actually we didn't have such a wide field optical system display, so that nobody knows the impact, how good, how bad, how wide field of view is necessary for the given task. And then in the case of the divided attention task, where you need to attend something on a laptop, and then while doing that, you are shown some annotation. And if you notice it, you need to find the reference object by the annotation. And then if you do that, the discovery rate increase if you do the in situ labeling. That is actually the labeling stays in the physical object, reference object, and the only way you look at it, only if you have annotation within the HMD view, then you will find it. So apparently, the wider the field of view, the discovery rate increases. But it seems like there is some limitation. And in the case of the in-view labeling, where the annotation will always appear on the border of the Hetman display, and with a leader line, and with the leader line, you can follow the leader line to find the reference object. So in that case, of course, the discovery rate is higher with a smaller field of view, because you will see the labels with leader lines in the middle of the field of view. But the drops as the field of view is increased. And it seems like there is a rapid time point around the 130 degrees field of view. Okay, so in the case of video system, nowadays you can find a very, very wide field of view Hetman display, 210 field of view Hetman display. How many of you know this? Okay. And okay, so this is the field of view, and resolution. Actually, resolution, maybe if you have some unit like the pixels per degree, PPD, and then the huge PPD is like 60. Okay? And then in the case of Hetman display, it's like just 5 or 10, or you cannot find the Hetman display with the 20 PPD. But nowadays, the thanks to the very dense, very high resolution retinal display on the tablet PCs, and it's getting better and better, and probably trade-off between the resolution, angular resolution, and the wider field of view would be disappearing in near future. So if you have an 8K tablet for the Oculus, then we can have 40 ppm or higher. Okay, cushion capable Hetman display. So in the case of the optical system display, it is very difficult to show the object with occlusion. And then this is the ancient work of mine, and in 2001, 2, and then by introducing the secondary LCD panel to block out the incoming light from the building around the basis. And then we can show the image like this. This is a normal image, and then you can see the floppy disk on the desk, and then this is the same virtual content, but this is not like this one. This doesn't look like glue, right? And with the correct occlusion support, you can show the real color in 10. Okay, so recently the many displays supporting the conclusion coming up. One of the best is the one from Kiyoshi. And then this is actually based on the previous work by MIT, that they have a stack of some layers of the light modulating layer, and then you open and close the pixels very carefully to block out the unnecessary regions, and also this one. And also you show the virtual content for the rest, and then you mix them by the very first cycle, and then you see the correct conclusion. Another thing is that this is basically the light field, the EMI light field display, and so that you can also reproduce the accommodation effect as well. But currently they have only 2 layers. And also the some error compensation algorithm is cost expensive, so the image quality needs to be a little bit more improved. Okay, so this is another interesting display supporting the occlusion in indoor situation. Also coming from MIT.
In this video,
and
you can put inside as a local environment.
Okay, so how many of you know this? Oh, surprising. Only one side. I saw the 2 sides or more know this. But this is a very simple, conceptually very simple system combining the normal optical display without the occlusion support and pattern production. And that is possible, only possible in indoor. But you have a local environment and remote environment, and you mix the local and the remote per pixel basis. So in the case of the remote collaboration, sometimes you even have remote guests in your room, so that you see your own table, your own room in background, but you're going to see him, remote guest, in your room. But in other cases, you yourself want to visit the remote guest room. So in this case, maybe in this case the test remain the same, but the rest of them, the guest himself, now in this case, this is the host, and also his room appear. And then this switching is done by the pattern projection. So basically, in the case of this, the projector will light all of the wall, and except this one. And in the case of this, actually the pattern projection will not light the wall at all. And then all of the virtual content will be shown on the normal optical system display. Okay, that was the part of occlusion. And the next thing is accommodation. And then basically, normally you can show the virtual content only after a certain specific single distance. But if you want to show the virtual content dynamically at different depths, then you need to do something more. So one of the oldest displays, actually this is based on display to tackle this problem, is from the University of Washington, and they used MEMS mirror to change their focal length of the optic system. And then because of the MEMS system, you need to change their, you cannot change the distance very quickly. So basically the pixel by pixel, you have to choose some distance, and then there will be laser scan in a time sequential one. So it was difficult to show the certain plane there and another plane here because of the nature of the wave system. But some other groups use the liquid lens, and then the liquid lens by changing the liquid lens, so you can show the image at a different distance. You can change the focal plane, the distance, very quickly, and then you can show the multiple layers at the same time. Not at the same time, but nearly the same time. So, last year, near wide field Pokemon displays came out. And then since then, 2 or 3 or 4 Pokemon displays using wide field have been coming out. So, this is very, 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 very promising. How many of you know this? Yes. Okay, so I can skip this. So basically the idea is that anybody want this because they want the rendering power. So they want some demand. And then, so the 8K, even the 2K, 4K display is not enough because of the light field nature. So they want 8K or 16K panel. So both the hardware manufacturers and then the rendering, the GPU manufacturers, like NVIDIA, very much interested in this technology. Okay. And the pin light. How many of you know? Okay. So this is another kind of light field display, and then this supports very wide field view in a very compact form factor. Very, very interesting idea, but actually it's kind of the egg of Columbus, but they form a micro projector here, array of micro projector here, by using the actually pink light source, by using the this acrylic plate. So that you light from the side, and these points made the micro light source, and then you have the image layer, and then you have a micro projector projecting image to your retina battery. So that here you don't have any problem of the optics accommodation. You know, the pinhole camera doesn't have any focal length problem. It's the same. So this is very, very nice. And those are the 3 movies from Unity. Basically, the study of Andrew Manon.
You put on your augmented reality glasses to take a look. However,
so this is the BT100 field view, just 23 degrees in diagonal.
Looking at it through a narrow opening. Expensive state-of-the-art commercial AR glasses provide a little more in the model, but the field of view is still very limited.
40,
we present a design for
and this for
augmented reality eyeglasses that offers a very wide.
So it's almost equivalent to our
including it through a spatial light.
So again, the idea is having a micro projector, a bunch of them, array. So that also means that you can have arbitrary, wide field view by having the array of micro projectors.
Components typically used in see-through displays. The project encoded on light sources when
So this is how you make an array of micro projector they need, and this is how you make the scratch. It's not rendering the face. So this is neat, but you also need some improvements. For example, to use this one in outdoor, because it's a little bit difficult to make it bright enough to complete the sunlight, and also that you have a lot of the noisy reflection going inside of it. But still very nice. Okay, so this is yet another idea of having a wide field display that is to attach on the lens-based display. How many of you know this display? Yes. Okay, so the one above is a very preliminary work by Kiyoshi, Washington, etc. And then they want to make some circuit on the contact lens, and eventually want to have an array of light-emitting devices. And then the bottom one is more practical. You can almost purchase. And then this is a lens, contact lens, and then very simple, very, very simple. You have another lens in the middle, very small one, and then here we have another normal contact lens. It's not normal, and basically this diameter is much smaller than your pupil. So the light goes through this part, will be focusing on the back side of the eyeglasses, and the rest of the rays goes to the real environment. So that as a result, you can focus both on the back side of the eyeglasses and also the real environment further over there at the same time. So that if you have a micro projector projecting an image onto the back side of the eyeglasses, you can focus on the image of the back side of the eyeglasses. So they will release product very soon. And then last thing is you can have a very wide field of view and a very small form factor. Okay, so this is a brief overview of the wide field of view displays. And in the case of video systems, of course, you can make it much easily. So that now you can have a very inexpensive wide field display like Oculus, and you can attach the wide view cameras, and then yes, you can enjoy. And then already we've seen many papers, many research using this kind of the wide field video displays, for example, nice models. Okay, summary. Very quick summary. Time working helps for latency, a good solution like emerging for field view, and there's still a long way to go. And then the resolution sufficient. It's getting sufficient for the non-light displays, but not for light field displays at all. And for occlusion accommodation, light field displays appear to be promising. Probably in a couple of a few years, more and more people will do the light field displays. Actually, we have started our own project. Okay, what's next? So, head-mounted X, and also sensing, and also the VCI. I will talk a little bit about those topics. So basically, we have a lot of things that augment the reality. So in a sense, eyeglasses themselves are the kind of augmenting device, right? And hearing aids, actually I'm losing my hearing aid, but hearing aids are also kind of the augmenting device. And CDLs, normally CDLs, you don't smell it, but you put some smelling compounds on purpose so that you can notice for safety reasons. And then, do you know why I brought up this video? How does the Barbie dolls augment in some sense?
So I think they taste sour or bitter.
All right,
so
yes, yes. So this is kind of augmenting taste. So to avoid some accident, the baby wants to throw in the baby's the Barbie dolls, so that they put some very bitter inks, but safe but bitter inks in the food of the Barbie dolls. I don't know if it is called augmenting taste. Okay, so basically, if we think about the head,
you're missing touch, right? You had examples for 4 to 5 senses.
Right, but you know. There's some, but oh yes, you're right. Next time. Okay, so basically, your head is very good for augmenting sensations, right? So you have eyes, of course, but not only eyes, you have nose, and you have your tongue, and you have your ears. So basically, you can think of the many different displays. Basically, display means some information presenting device, right? So that not only about visual information, but also you can think of the olfactory information, the gustatory information, auditory, vestibular. So I call it head-mounted X displays. Okay. So I will bring up some examples.
This headset can make any cookie taste like your favorite flavor.
So this is the augmented
head-mounted
smell
display. It can be recognized by a detector in the headset.
I don't know how many
Then,
of you
when
want to
you choose a
use
flavor on
this.
the screen, its appearance is projected
But
onto your cookie.
interesting is that
An air pump also sprays out the appropriate smell to trick your sense of taste.
see, And also you can see some visual effect. And suddenly, by mixing them, you also sense the change of taste. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's very, very difficult to, augment to taste. You don't want to attach any device on your tongue, right? But by tweaking some of the perceptual the things going on in your brain, that you can mix them, and suddenly 1 + 1 = 3. And this is another interesting head-mounted device. I don't know how many of you have seen this. You can control a human being. So this is very simple, very, very simple idea. So you have a small, very weak electric current between your eyes, and then you suddenly, feel like this. So your sense of gravity can be modified by the computer. Okay. So this is also a nice head-mounted display. I will give you 2 more examples. So you can change. You can change the size of the food. You can change the size of the dish, and then, you can be full quicker. So this is the pure computer vision effects. And then, the nice thing that you can, have a different angle chopsticks or fingers. So that some decent computer vision technique is going on in background. But the idea is to change the size of dish, size of food. And then, okay, I'll show you some funny. Okay, so this poor guy needs to eat as many cookies as he can. with augmented food and without augmented food. And by having a visually larger food, you can actually get full quicker. So I can find the graph, but this is very good for keeping your health. Right? Another thing is augmented endurance. The basic idea is the same, but the application is totally different. The perceptually, you feel the weight of the thing differently just by color. So the black thing, darker things feel heavier. And then the thing with brighter colors feel lighter. So you can change the color of the real things by video system on display. So here's another poor guy. He needs to pull up the weight with different colors basically. And by just changing the color, we don't tell the potential effect to the subject. Real environment, somehow visually or facilitated in some sensations, that you can have a better view. Okay, I will change the topic from the head-mounted X to the context of the system. How many of you, maybe many of you, have seen the very nice, interesting movie? How many of you? Psych.
Oh, Psych.
Actually, it was made 2 years ago.
Good job. Excellent. Well done.
These are contact lenses. Okay, it's a bit too long, so I will skip. But Basically, you can look for the video by the site system. So, yeah, it has a lot of interesting ideas for the application with my district for daily life. Yeah, this application is a very good idea. You know, you can make anything more fun. So providing a fine thread is very, very important. Okay, I will skip and
Well, I know like every... Oh, actually I'm vegetarian.
Oh,
Yeah.
really good.
so it helps for dating.
Well, I don't like everything on my profile.
You want to go somewhere else?
No. I'll find something that will make.
Well, that's fine.
So just what to say.
So, are there any other things on your profile that you didn't write about that I should know, or?
Yeah, I didn't hear company.
And then
It's all right, I guess.
he almost succeed. Almost.
A toast for a perfect night. What are you drinking?
What's that? A dating app.
No.
She noticed it's a game.
It's for
I cannot believe it's just my luck. Pretty gauge of
Okay, so anyway, so this context dominance issues are going on. Actually, outside, very near, but outside the air community, and but it's becoming true. So this is the real research story by
glass. Detect the information
when you know Google Glass with the camera, you can get their
See this for the first time. Functional analysis on Google Glass.
status.
It is based on Fraunhofer's proprietary Shore software library. Let's have a look at how it works. Shore processes high-resolution video in real time on the Glass CPU. Shore can detect basic emotions
So this is
through
the real.
voice detection. In addition to that, it does e-gestimation and gender recognition.
Okay, so I think these are the concepts that we are issues that are getting more and more important in the field. Okay, so now you know the face detection is important. Also, gaze detection is very important. And this is their our work several years ago. And then again, our work is very murky about the murky devices. But the idea is to get their image of the user, image that he is viewing from his iPhone. But again, utilizing the hyperboloidal semi-transparent mirror. So the real camera is here, but optically, the camera lens is inside his eyeball. And to get this reflection, this image is what he is seeing. And another nice thing is that you can see the eyeball itself. Actually, this is from the bottom, so that actually this part is not the frontal direction, but from the bottom. And you can see the eye itself, so that this eye image can be used for the fairly decent eye tracking. So very, very difficult to see, but the black tile, black disc is shown on the screen on the wall. And then the green dot is estimated idea itself. Okay. But this is about it. But we have been interested in the gaze detection, and then and also the recently the Jason University has done a very nice work together with the DFKI in Germany. And then the idea is to have multiple layers of the virtual content. So normally, again, so you can only show the virtual content in some specific distance. But so in that case, you cannot actually see the images in different depths. And then another important thing is that in the case of wearable computing, you want to remove, you want to, shut down the virtual content in the case of the danger, or in the case of the conversation, for example. So that you don't want to show the virtual content all the time, but maybe the system can detect if it's the right time and the bad time, and then if it's a bad time, the system should shut down, it should remove the virtual content. So that is possible by detecting the depth of your attention. And then, interestingly, so in the case of this particular study, you have 3 layers of the optical system on display. So the field of view is very narrow, but in this case, field of view is not a problem, not our focus. But by using the stereo eye trackers, so you can estimate the depth of your focus. Again, so the image is given to only one eye, but you can then guess which image of the 3 images or the further thing in the real environment by using the stereo eye tracker. So this is a nice movie again made by Oski. So looking at the screen, and then not looking at the screen. Basically, yeah. So you can see the slight horizontal shift, but basically he is looking at the same direction, and only changing the accommodation. Okay. We have just studied the new project on the corneal image analysis, and then and then my student is now writing a VR paper right now, and then but the idea is to analyze image reflected on your eye, and then by analyzing its content, for example, you can calibrate your eye HMD relationship. And also that you can show their virtual content exactly at where you want to show. So basically, by analyzing the corneal image, now you don't have to care about anything about the calibration. So you just draw anything that should appear on the cornea. So that we think it has a big potential. Okay, next thing, the eye gaze. Eye gaze, actually, in many cases, in many applications, you don't need the very, very accurate eye gaze detection. But roughly, you're looking to the side, you're looking down. So in that case, this kind of
Hey guys, welcome back to Azure Tech. Today I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the Jens
is also usable. And then JNS.
Jens Movement lets you truly see yourself. And how is that? It measures tolerance and concentration levels. See sleepiness with University and see your physical condition. And getting into depth
commercially available eye gaze tracker. So this
measure
really like
tolerance
the
and
normal
concentration
glasses.
levels.
And in
Based on your
fact,
eye movement, Jens Movement
that
and
EOG
correctly, if I'm saying the name
detector,
can determine
like
your
EOG-based
tolerance.
eye gaze
Jens
detector
Movement
is
will
very
let you
leading,
or your
but is
tiredness
also leading.
reaches a certain
And then
point.
that
Then you
eye
become
gaze
a
information
job
can be
dramatically.
sent to your
Tiredness
iPhone,
from
a
accumulating
smartphone in real time.
affect your work on the next
So
day.
not only about
See
the eye
sleepiness
gaze
before it sets in.
directions, but also
Sleepiness can
some
set in
visual
any situation or
if you're
place
tired,
when your body needs rest.
and
Jens Movement can
you can monitor
detect sleepiness
your
by
health.
the movement of the eyes and the strength of
Actually,
each
this is an eye
lets you know when
to
you're
help
feeling
you
sleepy,
see something.
so you can get some
They're
rest.
not to help
See your physical
for
condition.
you to see something, but instead,
Jens
this
Movement
eyeglass
can
is
check your
to see
physical
yourself.
condition every day, even during running or walking. Physical condition check includes calories burned,
And then
speed, and posture.
they say that they will
So
use
we have
commercial column.
The first one is the Wellington,
Okay.
which looks like it.
So in the near future, maybe the BCI will be, we have a more important roles in making the some nice user interfaces. And how many of you know this book? Yes, many of you are very famous. That just detecting the brainwave, you can detect the image the user is seeing. Very nice. So this is the sensing technology for brain, and also, of course, you know, the artificial retina is also coming out, and actually, some patients have been using artificial retina for their daily use. How many of you know this? She was one. Actually, she is.
Shapes
and she had some artificial retina embedded in
Kathy
the
received
eye.
an artificial retina. First, electrodes are surgically implanted on the surface of the macular region of the retina. A tiny camera mounted on eyeglasses sends light signals to a mini computer
socket
inside.
inside
From there, the signal is passed to the electrodes in the eye. The controlled electrical signal excites the remaining retinal neurons,
and
which
the
send
signal is being
impulses
sent
via the optic nerve to the brain, where it is processed into a visual bladed image soon, and Schubert's for the first time since becoming blind more than 30 years ago.
That's correct. Great job. The artificial retina is a multidisciplinary,
very nice.
long-term,
So
high-risk type of project.
maybe in the near future we can send any image to your brain, so mix them together with your normal vision,
There's no first.
and then probably eventually you cannot detect, you cannot tell which is which. So the brainwave is very interesting, and how many of you know this product? So that is a brainwave detector, and that is connected to your smartphone. So that detects your attention. If you find something interesting, so you know the interesting is actually very subjective thing. So for some person, dog is not interesting. For some other person, the dog is very interesting. But detecting the attention by the brainwave, you can capture the interesting you saw in a daily life. And then, yeah, this will be very helpful to make more or something. And also to help So this is already a commercial product. And another one, I like this one better. I like this one, so I will show this to the participants. How many of you know this? How many of you know how what is? So I said that electronic display it's not a mere visual display from my viewpoint. The other output modalities are also very important and suitable for connected devices because their head has a lot of sensory organs. So sensing is the key to success. Gaze is specifically interesting and the future might be more widespread and important in the near future. Okay, so this is just one course of the okay, so I need to be quicker. Okay, so AIPQ, what's next in more general way? Okay, so AIPQ. Okay, so this is the AIPQ for VR. So that was proposed in 1992 by David Zelter. It has 3 dimensions: autonomy and interaction and presence. And then autonomy is like how much the behavior of the virtual entities behave here. And then interaction is how much you can interact with the virtual entity in realistic way. And the presence is more like the normal fidelity of the sound, the visual stimuli and so on. So if you have a one-on-one point, then the VR system, that VR system is perfect, ideal. You can actually distinguish with it from the reality. Like the text-based RPG, the presence is quite low, but they have autonomy. The monsters are moving around, the interaction, you can change your weapon. And also in the case of this point, for example, Omnimax, that you have a very good presence and you have a very good autonomy, so for the bars is flying around, but you cannot interact with the visual stimuli. And then this is a dead still virtual world, like a virtual museum, without any virtual characters. So you can think of the AR version of AIPQ. So autonomy, consistency between the virtual content and the real entity. And interaction consistency between the virtual interaction and the real interaction. And interaction between the virtual and real things. And also presence consistency. And then we only mostly care about the presence so far. The visual consistency and photometry, geometric, and so on. Time consistency, they are all on this axis. And sometimes we care about the interaction, is that but not about autonomy very much. Okay, so autonomy consistency AR has been around. Probably one of the oldest ones alive project at MIT in 1994, and a very nice one came out in 2005 from the details group, Austrian company, and etc., etc. But the opportunities are expanding thanks to the recent advancement of the sensing technology like RGB cameras. So we want to revisit the autonomy things. And for example, if we have a virtual pet can notice you where you are, and also aware of the geometry and aware of the virtual or physical food, and also maybe can run away from the big sound or want to go to the dark area in the real environment, for example. So this sort of the more realistic behavior could be realized, and then maybe can enhance the AR environment. And then interaction. So far, most of the studies are on visual effects, but the sound effects is also important. We have the nice paper last week that we can generate. If we know the property of the real thing and the virtual thing, we can generate the sound, the very realistic sound between the virtual and the real things. And how about haptics, touch? It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. You know, the phantom device, and most of the haptic devices are grounded, so you cannot use it in a wearable situation. Some people have tried, have came up with a nice wearable, ungrounded haptic device. How many of you know the Traxim? No? In this, there's some magnet is moving around, but on one direction it moves very fast, and on the other direction it moves back very slowly. So if you hold it, you feel the virtual force to that direction. Very strong sensation, realistic sensation. And this is the work of the Susumu Tatsu's group. And then this is also very simple but nice work. And you have some small motor around the finger, and then you have a belt on the tip of the finger, and then that belt scratches your fingertips and to one direction, so that you feel some force to that direction. So if you hold a virtual object, the belt will go down, and so that you feel some the virtual gravity. But these are only one direction. So interestingly, you cannot combine the 2 or 3 this device to make an arbitrary direction of the virtual force somehow. So actually I cannot show this, but one of the poor students of our laboratory are trying to another way, wind-based is interface. So the idea is you have a very strong arm, and then eventually you're going to have a gimbal to orient the funds to any directions. And then if you have the same direction of the wind, and you have a strong force, translational force to this direction, you have an opposite direction of the winds, and then you feel some torque. Right? So this is bulky, stupid idea, but we're going to explore some potential of the wearable of this device. Okay. Of course, you can feel the sound force by, again, this work, or maybe by this work. How many of you know this? Yes, yes. We had a very nice keynote talk last year at Aizuma by Rekimoto-san. And then by sending some signal to your hand, your fingers will move unintentionally. So this sort of the computer-controlled body motion might be very important to produce the realistic haptic sensation in the future era. Okay, so there we go. The presence, mostly only vision so far, but the other modality is getting more attention. And the autonomy should be revisited with the current sensing technologies. Should be very, very interesting. And info interaction, text will remain the most difficult, but yes, that means it's a frontier of research. Okay, remapped reality. What is that? What is that? So basically, remapped reality, in my understanding, only happens with current technology in video series electron display. So the idea is your surrounding imminent real world is spatially remapped to somewhere nearby or somewhere else. And then so your real world, your real world is translated, shifted, or rotated, or scaled, or maybe copied and pasted. So the idea is you still feel it's real. You still have your own reference. You still feel the real environment is your natural extension. Not like the image on a tablet or anything. Okay, so but still, you change. You feel some change happening in the remote reality. So basically, this is for some better doing your given task. So in this case, the reality itself is translated or shrink, or compressed, or shifted. So augmentation, in definition, is not the problem. So you can have some augmentation, but you don't necessarily need it. So, for example, if you want to be fiber installer, I'm sure Japanese, if you want to be a fiber installer, if you have a nice real-time 3D construction going on with very high resolution, you cannot distinguish the real with those reconstructed environment. You can be taller, right? With the video system display. So not with the current technology, but in 5-10 years, so you can change your real world. So so far, the people have called their kind of the mediated reality to change the appearance of the reality. And then this is the typical medieval reality. So you have in this case the wireframe reality. This is real. You feel, you still have the spatial sensation, but in a different way. But in our case, we want to do something more. This is the 3D movie that you can change your size of your head, the size of your hand, and you feel something different. This is just a mere entertainment application, but their idea is a little bit similar. So this is the application we present for when was that? Very well, 2006. And then this is for the robot manipulation, remote robot manipulation. But you have so you have a real live image, a live view, and you also have a body miniature interface of the reconstructed object. And so you can have a top view while you're navigating the robot. And also, interesting is that so sometimes it's dangerous to move a robot. So you need to plan beforehand very carefully. So that you plan the path, and then you can have a virtual preview. So in this case, there's smooth transition happening